When this program started, the kids that excelled taught the whole village to respect and to acknowledge the ski program because it built things in the kids other than what we could give them.
Arnie Secuse. He was this little boy who was born with a heart defect. And he was raised by his grandma, Irene Cavallo. He was 4, 5, 6 years old. Put him on skis. He loved to ski. We had an elementary ski meet, and every kid got a ribbon. Arnie got his participant ribbon. Irene told me this story years later. She wanted to wash his jacket or his shirt or whatever. She had to take that ribbon off and put it on the next one, and he'd wear it all the time. And then one spring they went to hot springs, and Arnie drowned. And when she buried him, she put that ribbon on.
He helped people in all those villages feel that way with these simple races, but just because he had his magic, about it, it just elevated all of it.
It all started with all those people I look up to, the ones who started the skiing in the district.
John told me the story. He hitchhiked from New Hampshire up to Alaska, and then how he got to Bering Straits region, I'm not totally sure.
He would walk into a room and say, hello, and he knew everyone's name.
From the kids, the little ones, to the adults, to the grandparents.
Somehow got linked up with the school district out there and convinced them to start a ski program.
Quite remarkable in that Bering Strait allocated X amount of dollars for John to do that job. He went to Koyuk as a teacher. And the first year saw the potential for developing cross-country skiing.
I think John was really good at educating people in the schools, and he wasn't there all the time. He brought skis, he got people set up.
Certainly nobody at the administrative level was really telling him how to do it.
Kids are anxious to go skiing. Boots are in matched pairs. You want to put the size. First, second grade. the ski is measured. And this boot fits Mike right now, but it's not going to fit him in a couple of months.
Hi, John.
It was able to work because there was a small cadre of teachers in some communities who were the anchors for his program. He could always count on them.
That's in Inupiaq. Grew up in Unacleat and raced in the Salt Lake Olympics. Her name's Aylin Peterson. Those are Stebbins' 4-year-olds. And that's the second generation White Mountain group. This is about me. Helen Umuktulik from Galvin. She raced nationally. I mean, you know, here they are getting their awards, and here we are skiing out in St. Michael, and here we are at an elementary ski meet.
One of America's fastest growing sports, cross-country skiing can be one of the most enjoyable family and individual sports you'll ever experience.
Cross-country skiing recreationally was catching on. There were a lot of people trying to teach other people to ski, and they were wrong. And so a group of us joined the Professional Ski Instructors of America with a cross-country program.
To begin, preparation is of course a must.
We offered a statewide clinic for anyone who wanted to come and learn the proper technique for teaching cross-country skiing, and John at the time was in Koyuk, and he came down. He sat in the back row and was kind of inconspicuous.
My name's John Miles, but that's all I'm going to tell you.
Oh, come on. Tell us what skate you can.
You have to bear in mind that I'm trying to teach would-be professional skiers how they dress, how they behave, how they approach a class. And John wasn't buying at all.
You get those big storms, this is the only way I get out of here. I ain't gonna throw them away.
He asked some pointed questions, and I gave him some very pointed answers. I didn't think it would go any farther than that, and the next thing I know, he was inviting me up to help get his fledgling program started.
These ribbons, my husband started putting up when the kids were very young, and each one was an accomplishment, and each one is a source of pride for his dad and me. Look at this. Ribbons, 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 they're just everywhere.
John spent all year with this. In the summer, he'd go around to the different villages and build ski racks and teach the kids how to take care of their skis and build grooming equipment.
All along the way, it feels like he wanted everyone to be successful and to experience success in whatever way that was. We could feel that. He'd hand us the skis and he'd, rub his hands together. I think these will be fast. Okay, sounds good, and put them on, and oh yeah, these are fast. He was just filling us with positive vibes.
It just reinforced my family base, my family values. We learned patience, respect, hard work.
Parents in my time were champions of the ski program. They loved it, and they were out there en masse watching, kids ski in even 16 below weather.
John Miles acknowledged one of our elders. He said there's one elder that has been to every single ski meet here, and I see her.
Let's give them a big hint.
Looking back on it, that was so critical to have my teachers value our culture and our people, the elders in our community, and stitch a continuous fabric between us and them.
This is where we used to start the races, and we'd head out that way, head up the trail, just do a short, not even a kilometer, maybe half a kilometer loop on the ice for the villagers to see. And we usually get a lot of people come down, watch it. Patrick! Akiminik! Cammy and Pete!
Alvin Washington! We've had an exciting race today. This 7th annual Bering Strait School District biathlon championship. Close your bolts, aim, fire when ready.
Discipline required for firearm safety cross over to other aspects of responsibility and discipline. John agreed with that, and that's why we started the program right off.
When I went to Dartmouth, I ran into a guy, I think he was a recruit. He's like, "You ever done biathlon?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been doing it since I'm about 6 or 7. He's like, looked at me just shocked. Like, "What do you mean?" I mean, there's no program in the country for elementary, high school. He's like, "Well, there is in Alaska."
Got lane 4. Take your time.
Skied in 3 or 4 races and made the junior national team. And everybody there was like, "Who is this guy? Where's he from?" I mean.
Just lended itself to skiing. It's a hunting culture.
We'd go out hunting on them. Instead of using snowshoes, we'd be using skis. Started out there in early 70s and went through the program. Now here I am trying to continue it.
Good. Okay, good. Looks good. Next. You've got to stand up and look up the hill, right? You get your hips in front of you, you've got your arms to help propel you, and you're going to go up the hill easier.
You could see it immediately. You didn't have to teach it. It was already there.
On the Seward Peninsula, many of them are great skiers, yeah. And everywhere else I've been, for that matter, that's why I say, they were special people. You should have seen how hard they worked.
We're constantly trying to better ourselves by skiing on weekends or during the evening, just skiing whenever we got a chance. We had good grades. Then we could borrow our skis for the weekend.
It just brought us into the possibility of expanding our world. While still having tremendous value for the one that we came from.
Jimmy Oxuptard, he was the best skier in the United States one time. Boutney was in the top.
Boutney, nice and smooth, that a girl. Shoot him down.
It was such an integral part in who I am today.
Paul Lincoln was in the top.
I mean, you're skiing in a stadium, like a football stadium almost. Kids just come up to you and ask for your autograph.
He just taught me to just believe in yourself. I often hear John's voice, we got that.
Gave me the opportunity to explore other places besides just being in our region.
I really looked up to Helen, and she was very kind to me.
Hi.
She said, oh, you'll get that. You know, she sounded just like John. We'll get that.
It's cool, John.
I could see the influence he had on the kids and the love.
Poles are good and secure. Boots are tight.
Hi, John.
My heroes. Attaboy, Brian.
Okay, Julie.
Excellent job, Mike.
He doesn't want any recognition. I've said to him, damn it, John, you did this.
Hey, Alan, you got one.
Every single one of them was important. Not just these ones that went on to become national figures in the sport. See, the skiing was a front. When you know that they're happy being who they are and where they've come from and where they're going, don't have to say anything else.
I was a very awkward kid, and skiing has been a way for me to learn to be more confident in myself and that I can create stuff on my own. So, as soon as your kid's finished and you've consolidated, you got into a group,
and then we'll figure out later the delay between and whatnot.
Okay, maybe that's this.
For White Mountain, we had the three of us coached by Eric Morris. Recently, I said, what did you do, or what made it so special about us? And he just said, well,
I started making up these practice lists, ski around here at half speed and then, ski up White Mountain Hill 10 times as fast as you can, and then he would come back and say, okay, I did it all. I wasn't even out there with him. Okay, well, if he I'll give him some more to do. And he kept doing it.
The structure was difficult for me at times. I remember thinking, why do I have to do all this work? And many times I felt like a victim. And it wasn't until Eric came to me and said, don't feel sorry for yourself. It doesn't work. Having had that interaction and that reinforcement has helped me to move more quickly past those difficult times.
You have a good race today?
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think, have the misconception that you can't expect students that are in underperforming areas to do well. John Miles and Eric Morris and people like them had very high expectations for kids. What was obvious is that kids could meet those expectations.
Cross-country skiing coach that really had a huge impact was Eric Morris. Because I was taken away, put in foster home. I had to move from Galvin to White Mountain, and to have him care for me and encourage me, and he saw that I was pretty talented with skiing.
And first place with a time of 30 minutes and 44 seconds from White Mountain and Galvin, Helen Amatori.
I think it's easy to produce a good human being when you start with a good human being to begin with.
Most of the kids in White Mountain are very lucky to have grown up here, and that the district and John and Eric and Rudy and Jack all chose here to host.
All right, we are going to get started. We like to introduce each and every team. For example, my name is Irving Ashenfelter. My parents are Willa Ashenfelter, George Ashenfelter, and Mary Charles. And guess what? You are going to be doing the same. Plus, you need to be nice and loud and clear, because most of our people that come to watch our awards have been coming to watch these awards for almost 38 years, because this is the 38th annual BSSD Ski and Biathlon Championships. And chances are, they know and they have watched maybe some of your parents who have skied here before. So they want to recognize some of you. So make sure when you come up, say your name nice and loud. Say who your parents are as well, okay?
My parents are Ruben Kopka. Hi, my name is Vadim Jr.
It makes you realize that you can accomplish so much more than you ever think you could. It builds a certain amount of strength and capacity that takes you through all aspects of your life.
For a kid in the village to see or understand that, hey, this is where I've been. I've been all over the world because of skiing. And I came from the village just like you did.
.32-32. Woo!
And I'm going to bring up another group that have been through many villages and places throughout the state throughout the past few years. They've gone around preaching about skiing and getting outdoors. So we've got a crew right here, as you can see. They're videoing and taking pictures, and they're gonna produce some videos from our ski meet that we're having this weekend. So if I can have Robin come up and introduce your crew, and as well as our ski crew volunteers that came in, who's been working with our kids for the past couple of days. So come on down.
My name is Robin Cornfield, and I live in Anchorage. But I come from Cayena, and my parents are Ruth and Peter Sandvik. And a few years ago, some people may have met him. His name is Lars Flora, and he's an Olympian. And he came to me with an idea to bring cross-country skiing to places in Alaska where they didn't have it.
You see here how it kind of looks like a mouth?
So we started bringing Lars's friends, Olympians and really elite skiers like the girls that are right here with me, up to villages, and now we go to 40 different villages. I sort of had the impression we were doing something new. We started getting calls and learned about the Bering Straits area, where the school district welcomed these people who had come from somewhere else, bringing with them this skill they had, this skiing thing. When I met Jim Mahaffey and he showed us this footage that shows all these kids helping build this trail. And then to meet Eric Morris, to meet John Miles. The village welcomed them and appreciated that they were learning something that was really valuable for their kids. In my mind, it's the model that I would love to see everywhere.
The ski program goes in cycles. Every once in a while, you just need that fire to kind of get motivated again.
It's fortunate that somebody came along and picked up the ball and started doing this.
They'd go to the villages, get the kids excited, and then you'd start seeing more kids come to the ski meet.
They made us feel like celebrities almost.
Some of these kids are terrified of skiing down like a 2-foot hill. They've never skied before.
Ready?
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
50, 75, 100 tries, and they've crashed every time. And to see them, on the 101st try, to glide down that hill and the sense of accomplishment that they have.
I won it! I skied last year.
Oh, cool. You guys are getting good then.
Uh-huh.
Jump!
It's a privilege to be in a village.
All day long, when we're working with these kids, we're talking. They're sharing their own community. Our people are learning about the benefits of what a life is like if you live in a small place in rural Alaska.
That's awesome. Sweet! That is insane.
My move when I go to the village is I'm kind of known as the jump guy. I do that as a way to show the kids, here's an obstacle for me, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna stick this thing. The kids get to see that and they get so amped. Yeah! Go!
Wolves, are you ready? Let me hear you say.
And that's where Ski-Coo is progressing to, is like you introduce them, you get them enthused, and he's like, hey, we want to keep doing this. That's kind of where you want to get it to, and then it becomes a culture and a tradition.
There was so much of a symbiotic relationship between the ski program and John Miles and Eric Morris and all the folks involved in the other communities as well, that it reinforced the value of being a person who is going to do something for others. Help elders, help other kids, help your family, and make your community proud of you.
I mean, there's hundreds of them that followed that path and have become very successful individuals.
How to find a way to the sun, to the sun. I'm gonna find a way to the sun, to the sun.
guy in Homer called John Miles. He's a volunteer groomer. I would have these conversations with him throughout the years, and he would always talk about these villages. When I went up to Elam, the father of one of the kids I was coaching came out skiing with us one day, and somehow John Miles came up in conversation. And he was like, yeah, I was on that ski team. I remember John. I grew up with John Miles being like the crazy weird guy who goes and grooms, and then out here there's all these people remembering him from way back.